What is going on, everybody? Koopa here. Now today I want to take a look at the Nintendo website, which is basically Nintendo Switch themed. Now what I mean by that is that they completely redesigned the website just to make it all about Nintendo Switch. And yeah, you have the Wii U, you have the 3DS, you have the Game Store, you have the Amiibo. By the way, speaking of Amiibo, if we go over to Twitter, Nintendo reconfirms that Amiibo support for Nintendo Switch, will be available, and clarifies additional features. I'll check that out later. If anything looks interesting in that article, I will share it with you guys. But anyway, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo themed website. I wanted to go through this with you guys, and yeah, let's take a look at it. So the first thing we see is the date it'll be available on, March 2017. Still need to find that out, and someday they need to put up pre-orders for the system itself, because I'm making sure I'm getting that Nintendo Switch, because that today's trailer was just beyond crazy. Now, anyway, now that we got that done, we have the movie right over here, and if we click on that, it just takes you to the trailer that they released this morning. And now this is actually the thing that I really want to get into, is the gallery. Now we come over to the gallery, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nintendo Switch. Now the first thing that comes to mind when looking at this, when I instead of looking at the console itself, I go over to the controller. Now the first thing I notice with this controller is these two green dots. Now, those two green lights could mean that either A, that shows the battery life for the certain controller, because that's not the official Pro controller. That's just one of the other controllers you can use. The Pro controller is behind it. But A, it either means that it shows the battery life, or B, it's exactly like the Nintendo Wii remote, where it shows off the player icons, like player 1 at the first dot, player 2 at the second, player 3 at the third, and player 3 at the fourth. It could mean that, but I'm more on the side of it being the Wii remote player icon idea. Another thing that I also see is the minus, or a minus and a plus. Now that obviously could mean the select and start buttons, which is what it's probably going to be. Now we come down to the face buttons, and it's almost similar to the Xbox ones, except B and A are switched around. As you can see, we have Y, X, A, and B. And now, if we take a look at my NX specs video, I right off of what Emily Rogers said, that the analog sticks would be underneath the face buttons, and actually that came to be true, along with the this controller and the Pro controller that the Nintendo Switch has. So basically, both out of this whole rumor system thing that's been happening with the Nintendo NX, or now known as Nintendo Switch, both Eurogamer and Emily Rogers were correct with all of their reports. So props to those two sources. We come down to the home button, which is basically the same thing that the Wii and the Wii U had, but this got me thinking, since it does have a home button, and only, well, I take that back. I was completely wrong with that theory, because A, it could either be a successor to the 3DS because it had a home button, or B, it would be a successor to the Wii series, which also had a home button. So it could go either way. But we also have this mic right here, or at least what I'm guessing is a mic. So maybe it might have some sort of chatting system, which is definitely what Nintendo needs. It also needs some sort of achievements. But recently, when I've been looking at this, and when I looked at the trailer, I can honestly think it's probably not going to have achievements, which would be sad, but I wouldn't mind it. I really didn't care about it on the Wii U. We have directional face buttons, up, down, left, and right. If you ever want to use that instead of the analog sticks, and we have the analog sticks. Now, this right here is the console itself. This is the Nintendo Switch dock, which it looks to me that either A, you don't need it. You don't need USB ports in order to connect your gameplay onto the TV, or B, you do need it. But they just haven't announced it yet. The tablet right here is the console itself, and as you see on the sides, it has these little slots where you put in the detachable controllers, which is exactly what Eurogamer reported. So again, they were correct. Props to them. Like I said before, these are where the detachable controllers go in order to, play other games. And as you can see behind this square controller, back here is the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Now, if I look up Nintendo Switch controller, this is somewhat identical, yet unidentical to the Wii U Pro controller. Now, click on View Image. It basically has the same stuff as the little square thing. As you can see, that's probably the home button. That's the mic. That's probably select and start. You have the face buttons, the analog sticks underneath the face buttons. You have the directional buttons, and then I'm guessing you have this player indication of if you're player 1, 2, or 3. I don't see a fourth, little indent. So maybe the tablet counts as 1, and either the detachable controllers in all-in-one counts as a second player, and your Pro controller counts as a third player. But it looks completely different now. If we go to the Wii U Pro controller, and we go to the images, I know this image is a little bit clearer, but as you can see, it definitely is way more different in the design. So now that we got this image out of the way, let's keep on going downwards. This is where the this is technically the tablet of the console, and again, you have the detachable controllers that you could place onto the tablet, using the slots that were on the sides. And that's basically where that's your main gaming device that you're probably going to use. So it's basically a slimmer Wii U gamepad in the shape of a PS Vita. And then we come over here, which has a whole lot of other different images. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, if we come right here, this is the Nintendo Switch console. Let me actually zoom out a little bit. Whoa, I'm glitching the system. This is the Nintendo Switch console itself with the Nintendo Switch dock. Oh, that little TV indication right over here probably means that, hey, you're good to go. You're able to put it onto your TV. Have fun gaming. I'm guessing these are USB ports, so I could be wrong with my theory that you do or do not need the ports in order to connect it to your TV. You have the console itself right here. We come down here. It was confirmed that they did have cartridges, but they do not call it that. They call it game cards. So it's basically the same thing as a 3DS. We come right up here with the new Mario game, which looked whack AF when I first saw the trailer. It basically looked like Mario was going to Mexico, and he wouldn't ever be able to come to America if Donald Trump were president. But I'm not going to talk about political stuff. But As you can see, you have the little controller thingy. Oh, you know what? I do remember that. The name of the thing. This right here is what's called the Nintendo Switch Grip, and then these are the controllers. Now, I don't exactly understand why you need to have a grip controller in order to play your games, rather than just using the Pro Controller. Anyway, this is the grip controller, and this lady's playing Mario Galaxy 3. We also have another picture of the tablet / console itself. We come down here. This I don't exactly believe. They're presenting, or they're announcing, that NBA 2K17 would be on the NX. Don't get me wrong, I would love it for it to be on the Switch, but it doesn't look right. I don't think you exactly use this controller in order to play the game, trying to figure out how to do certain dribble moves and different post moves, all those features that you can use in previous 2K games. I don't think you can use all those moves with such a tiny and Wii Remote like controller. So I believe that's fake. They're just presenting the stuff. Now, these are the names of the detachable controllers: Joy-Con left and Joy-Con right. They're pretty interesting names. You can see the Joy-Cons in action when you're playing Mario Kart 8 / Double Dash. As you can see, the two guys that were in the trailer were... Wait a minute. Hold up. You know what I just noticed? Is that it's being held by the car seat. So I'm wondering if this thing is a accessory. I don't know, maybe that'll be included in like a bundle of some sort. We have the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. I've already talked to you about that. Totally different than the Wii U Pro Controller. You have the console and its stand, like the guy's about to set it down on the tray when he's on the airplane. We have the we have the Joy-Con grip with the Joy-Cons. Alright, again, like I said, I don't exactly understand why they need to have a Joy-Con grip rather than just using a Pro Controller. We have 4 other players playing Splatoon. Is that supposed to be Splatoon 2? Because I don't... Hold on. I think that's supposed to be Splatoon 2. Well, actually, no. It's just normally Splatoon. Because the map is Urchin Underpass. But anyway, we have Splatoon on the NX. Hopefully it's confirmed. If it is, I'll be happy. B, they were just probably presenting it. But, I guess you could play... I guess they confirmed that you can play online with your friends, locally and internationally. And we have the system itself with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the screen. Well, that was the gallery. If we exit out of that, we also have the partners, which is a sample of Nintendo Switch partners. So that basically means there was a whole lot of other partners in this system as well. We have some famous companies like Activision, EA, Atlas, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Capcom, Frostbite. We have Konami, we have Sega, Square Enix, Telltale Games, TT Games, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, DNA, Cryware, Autodesk. We have Unity and Havoc, which is right over here. There's, like I said, it's just a sample of Nintendo Switch partners. So that means there's a whole lot of other partners that were in with this system. And that's about it with this whole Nintendo Switch themed part of the website. So that is going to be the end of this video. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it really supports the channel. And yeah, stay calm, subscribe to the show, and I'll see you in the next video in 5, 4, 3, 2,